forget your lab reports are due tomorrow.
What in the world is a lab report?
Students in physical science will have to submit a lab report for a lab to complete it in the class. Those of you without Word on your computer can make Word documents in SkyDrive. Remember, there are no clipboard options in SkyDrive, so you would have to use the keyboard controls. First, you will need to make an outline of your paper. Your paper must be in Roman numeral. The first point is the purpose. This is normally in the form of a question stating what you are trying to prove. Next is the hypothesis. This is what you believe to be right. Normally this is stated in an if-then statement. Your variables are directly underneath your hypothesis. These variables are the independent, controlled, and dependent. You'll need to add these in after you finish your outline. Materials are normally the biggest part of your lab report. They state what you need during the experiment. It's better to type the rest of your outline before adding in your materials. Your rationale is the information you use to collect your data. It's basically information that your teacher gives you. Next is your safety concerns. These are basically the common rules used in lab. Next you have your procedures. These are noted in each of your materials must be underlined in your procedures. After your procedures is your data. This consists of your qualitative and quantitative information. This is also where your graph will be placed. Next is your conclusion. This is basically a restatement of your hypothesis, and it gives the final outcome of your experiment. Finally is your sources of errors. This is the things that you have done wrong during the experiment that might have changed the outcome. Graphs are made in Excel. Your title does not have to be present while you're creating your graph in Excel, but I find it easier to go ahead and add it. This gives you a starting point to where you need to put your trials and other data. You put all your trials, or the number of times you've done the experiment, in one column, one right underneath the other. You put the things tested, or what you plan to have on the x-axis, in 3 separate columns. Under them is where your data is located. Normally these are numbers, and they are most likely different. Since there are 3 trials in this make-believe experiment, I will have 3 testing points and 3 data numbers under each point. You will almost always need an average. That can go underneath your trials. Average is easy to calculate with this little symbol that looks like a sideways M or a strange Greek E. After all 3 columns are finished, you highlight all the data using your cursor and insert a column graph. These will be the ones that you use the most. You can then change your axis titles, your title, and the legend location by using your chart tools. After you have created the chart to your liking, you can then copy and paste it into your lab report. Remember, SkyDrive does not have clipboard controls, so you must use the keyboard controls to copy and paste your lab report.